My Lords, in the evidence and analysis document that the government very helpfully gave out to us last week, it notes that up to 1.3 million employees will get a new entitlement to statutory sick pay, and that will increase the amount of sick pay workers received by around 400 million a year. And in many ways, at face value, you can think this is a very positive step forward. But actually, in that same document, it brought up some cultural issues, which I just would like the Minister to reflect on whether Day One will help tackle them. Because it notes that that stress and depression and anxiety accounted for 17.5 million working days lost in 2022-23, the equivalent to the loss of 5.2 billion in output per year. And I did wonder whether there is a danger that one of the unintended consequences of this this move, that the amendments trying to counter Day One sickness, would be to encourage people to too easily actually see themselves as not fit for work. And I wondered whether the Minister could answer that. In the same document, it says that measures to improve workers' well-being will result in happier, healthier and more productive workers. That could be worth billions of pounds a year, which seems rather far-fetched. But one of the things that it might mean is that people actually just more easily go on the sick. And I don't mean because they are in any way shirkers, but because we're creating a culture where that is the norm. I actually wanted to, following on from the Noble Baroness Lady Kofi, I thought that the point about lockdown was that actually we encourage particularly young people to think that if they got the slightest hint of being ill, that they shouldn't go into work. And we somehow have created a situation whereby we have okayed it for people to not go to work. And I just thought that one of the shocking statistics that came out recently in a different context was that last year 63,000 students went straight from university onto long-term sickness benefits, and that the number of 24 to 34-year-olds on incapacity benefits has risen 69% in 5 years. My concern is that young people are now being almost inculcated into imagining that they can't cope with going to work. Now, I know the government knows this because I've listened to both the debates on welfare reforms, I've listened to the Health Secretary Wes Streeting say very similar things. So my question to the Noble Baroness, the Minister, is, say the government is successful in encouraging those young people who are wasting their potential, they encourage them, they get a job, they turn up at work, and on day one they can go back on the sick. So you get them off the sick, and then you put them into a position where you say, oh, you go on the sick again. It doesn't seem to me to be a very joined-up set of thinking, and I just wondered if the Minister might comment on some of the unintended cultural consequences of something that looks like a good idea, but actually might be disastrous.